Welcome, this is Alden Reed and you are watching Arcane Tablets. Today we're going to introduce the 12 human color tribes. While there is one singular human species, humanity is further divided between 12 different subgroups, which I call color tribes. Each color tribe represents a color from the visible light spectrum or rainbow. And each color tribe has its own unique set of phenotypes or color features, as well as its own unique kind of metaphysical color energy. So the best place to start our journey of color exploration is by looking at some maps. This will give us a basic sense of where in the world we might find people from different color tribes. Here we have a map of the world highlighting the core regions of each color tribe. These core regions are the ancestral homelands of each color tribe, in essence, the areas where each color tribe evolved. As human beings migrated around the world, they slowly adjusted and adopted new phenotypes to help them thrive and excel in their new homes. Thus, to a certain extent, we might say the very land itself is also imbued by the same color energy which imbues each color tribe. So, looking at the map, we can see that the pink tribe is centered in Oceania, the red tribe is centered in Central and South America, the copper tribe is centered in Saharan Africa, the orange tribe is centered in South Asia, the bronze tribe is centered in the Middle East, the yellow tribe is centered in East Asia, the gold tribe is centered in North Africa, the green tribe is centered in Southern Europe, the cyan tribe is centered in Western Europe, the blue tribe is centered in Eastern Europe, the indigo tribe is centered in Sub-Saharan Africa, and the violet tribe is centered in Northern Europe. As we might imagine, the blank spaces on the map are areas that are not heavily dominated by one specific color tribe. More importantly, whereas the majority of people in core regions are monocolor, the majority of people outside these regions are color blended, which means they have ancestors from several different color tribes. If we want to get a quick sense of what kind of color blended people live in most of these regions, we need only look at the local neighboring color tribes. For example, the people of Southeast Asia are mostly a blend of orange, yellow, and pink. Of course, it is important to understand that even within these core areas, there is still often a great deal of diversity. Nevertheless, the core areas are strongly dominated by monocolor people from the local color tribe. And while there certainly are some color blended people in core areas as well, even among these people, the primary color is usually the color associated with the dominant local color tribe. For example, many blue Russian or cyan British people have some violet admixture in their color profile. However, most of these people are still primarily blue or cyan, and we would describe these people as blue-violet or cyan-violet respectively. On the other hand, most people from Scandinavia or northern Germany are mono-violet. Here we have a map of core regions in Western Eurasia and North Africa. Since there are 6 different color tribes sharing this relatively small area of the world, I wanted to give us a slightly more detailed look at the region. As we can see, the Bronze tribe is centered around the Persian Gulf in the Middle East, dominating the Arabian Peninsula, Iraq, and southern Iran. The Gold tribe is centered on the North African Mediterranean coastline, running in a long band all the way from Morocco to the Levant. The Green tribe is centered in a similar parallel band just north of the Gold tribe on the European Mediterranean coastline, running from southern Iberia all the way to Turkey. The Cyan tribe is centered in Atlantic Europe, dominating the British Isles, France, northern Iberia, northern Italy, and western Germany. The Blue tribe is centered in Eastern Europe, dominating Russia, Belarus, Poland, Czechia, Slovakia, and the Ukraine. Finally, the Violet tribe is centered in Baltic Europe, dominating Scandinavia, northern Germany, and the Baltic coastline. Once again, as we might imagine, the blank spaces and border regions are areas that are heavily color blended. Now, as we can see, color tribes do have a strong correlation with specific ethno-linguistic groups. The Bronze and Gold tribes are strongly correlated with Semitic peoples, the Green tribe with Greco-Roman peoples, the Cyan tribe with Celtic peoples, the Blue tribe with Slavic peoples, and the Violet tribe with Germanic peoples. And of course, this is not an accident. Each color tribe does have its own unique color energy, which strongly influences the formation of specific ethno-linguistic groups and cultures. And we will talk about color energy in just a moment. However, it is important to understand that color tribes are not the same thing as ethno-linguistic groups or cultures or nationalities. The majority of ethnic groups, even within the core regions of each color tribe, still include many people from a variety of different color tribes. The essential point is that although most ethnic groups, nationalities, and cultures are usually created by a specific color tribe, over time, people from all 12 color tribes can and do participate in any ethnic group, nationality, or culture. For example, while the ancient German ethnicity was essentially created by members of the Violet tribe, this ethnic group quickly grew to include many Cyan and Blue people, as well as smaller amounts of Gold and Green people. More recently, this has come to include small but still noticeable amounts of Bronze and Indigo people as well. Thus, although violet color energy still plays the biggest role in shaping German ethnicity, color energy from these other groups is also important. And even though German ethnicity is primarily a mixture of violet with a certain amount of blue and cyan, this does not prevent Bronze, Gold, Green, or Indigo people from being ethnically German. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about color energy. So to do this, we need to talk about universal energy signatures and metaphysical correspondences. So energy signatures are somewhat difficult to describe, but in essence, they are raw primal energetic forces within the universe that represent a variety of different aspects of being and imbue a variety of different things within reality. As a result, things which are imbued by the same universal energy signatures have natural corresponding relationships with each other. Now, as we can see, there are 15 total energy signatures. However, there are two kinds of energy signatures: primary energy signatures and master energy signatures. Primary energy signatures represent the numbers 1 through 12 and colors from the visible light spectrum or rainbow, whereas master energy signatures represent 13, 14, and 0 and colors from the grayscale. Master energy signatures also have special elements, special chakras, and they do not imbue astrological signs. This is because they represent powerful divine and cosmic forces less present in various aspects of daily life. Now, when it comes to understanding human color energy, it is important to study the various attributes that correspond with each color. Thus, as we can see, people from the orange color tribe are imbued with feminine cardinal water energy, and they are ruled by the sacral chakra and the astrological sign Cancer. By studying each of these metaphysical correspondences, we can easily learn about each color tribe's color energy. So it is also important to explain that color energy does not overrule personal astrological energy, but rather adds another metaphysical layer to our sense of being. For example, people from the orange tribe each have their own unique astrological charts, which affects them in a variety of different ways. Furthermore, they also have access to each different chakra as well. Astrological energy has a lot to do with our core personality, our emotions, and our sense of being, while chakras have a lot to do with our spiritual growth and development. Colors, on the other hand, have a lot to do with our attitudes, perspectives, and values towards society. In essence, people from each color tribe look at the world in different ways, and as a result, they tend to create different ethnic groups, nationalities, and cultures. Naturally, there's a lot more to explain here, but for now, we're just trying to give a general overview. Studying these corresponding metaphysical relationships enables us to quickly get a sense of what each color tribe's color energy is all about. Now, it is also important to explain that even though human beings are not meant to represent colors from the grayscale, people from all 12 color tribes do eventually become either partially silver or white in older age. Indeed, the symbolism of growing silver or white hair is that we are being crowned by divine masculine or divine feminine energy. At the same time, people from all 12 color tribes can also become black at heart, which represents being corrupted by too much negative void energy. We will talk more about these metaphysical dynamics in the future, but for the time being, the main point is that people from all 12 color tribes share silver, white, and black. Terms like white or black are highly loaded and metaphysically charged, and thus it is not really a good idea to describe human phenotypes using these words. And while a term like brown is certainly more neutral, it is also quite vague and frankly not all that helpful either. The term brown is frequently used to describe a vast group of humanity, which includes no less than 6 different color tribes. Rather, every human being represents one of these unique colors from the visible light spectrum, and it is far more accurate and helpful to describe people using the colors of the rainbow. Additionally, as we can also see, it is important to realize that violet actually corresponds to the third eye chakra, whereas the crown chakra corresponds with silver and white. In truth, indigo and violet are quite close to each other, and it makes sense that they collectively share the third eye chakra, just as it makes sense that the crown chakra is represented by colors like silver and white. Once again, the crown chakra and the void chakra represent powerful divine and cosmic forces, and as a result, they do not correspond to colors from the visible light spectrum or to human beings. Finally, it is also important to realize that although phenotypes are physical, color energy is purely metaphysical and exists exclusively in the realm of consciousness. When we incarnate, we select a physical vessel with specific phenotypes, knowing that we are going to channel that type of color energy. In essence, the physical color features serve to symbolize the selection of a specific color energy or blend of color energies, just in the same way that our physical time and place of birth serves to symbolize the selection of a personal astrological chart. Yet ultimately, both color energy and astrological energy are metaphysical. Physical markers like phenotypes or time and place of birth merely serve as symbols or metaphysical links. Needless to say, I am perfectly aware that there are many traditional ideas about human phenotypes which claim that these things are in some way correlated to human intelligence, mental capabilities, or moral aptitude. But it is also very important to understand that this is not true. Qualities like intelligence, mental capabilities, and moral aptitude are distributed equally among members of all 12 color tribes, and these qualities are completely unrelated to metaphysical color energy. To reiterate, color energy is about attitudes, perspectives, and values, and it is not directly connected to human genetics or biology. So let's talk a little bit about phenotypes, or as I like to call them, color features. The most important color features are skin, hair, and eye colors. However, color tribes are also associated with a variety of different facial features and structures, as well as certain body types and structures. Many color features are shared between tribes, but each tribe has its own unique set of color features. Naturally, color-blended people exhibit a more diverse blend of different color features and color energy. Human coloration comes from two sources, eumelanin and pheomelanin. Eumelanin is a dark pigment that comes in shades of brown and black, while pheomelanin is a light pigment that comes in shades of yellow and red. Because there is no blue pheomelanin, some color tribes rely upon hair and eye colors, as well as other color features to more accurately express their metaphysical color energy. So we are about to look at some pictures, but it is important to keep in mind that most of the people we are looking at today are monocolor. Needless to say, monocolor people strongly exhibit the specific phenotypes and color energy associated with each color tribe. Focusing on these people will help us clearly see what the specific set of phenotypes associated with each color tribe looks like. In the future, we will talk more about the dynamics of color blending, but first we must learn about color tribes by studying the basic set of phenotypes and the basic kind of metaphysical color energy associated with each color tribe. Now, we are going to introduce each color tribe and briefly comment on some important phenotypes and metaphysical correspondences. However, we are not going to discuss each color tribe's phenotypes or color energy in extensive detail in this video. Nevertheless, you should be able to rather immediately and intuitively recognize each color tribe's phenotypes and color energy. As we highlight each tribe's metaphysical color energy, you should be able to see how these corresponding metaphysical attributes influence the way people from each color tribe comport themselves. And indeed, even see how these metaphysical attributes imbue and shape each tribe's phenotypes on a very basic and primal level as well. Additionally, if you are familiar with some of the ethnic groups, nationalities, and cultures strongly associated with each color tribe, you should also be able to immediately recognize how these corresponding metaphysical attributes influence the social behavior of people from each color tribe. The first tribe is the pink tribe. They're a masculine cardinal fire tribe, and they are ruled by the root chakra and Aries. Pink people have moderate amounts of red pheomelanin and brown eumelanin in their skin, which creates a unique dark salmon or rosewood color. As we will see, due to the presence of red and/or yellow pheomelanin, most people from the first 7 tribes strongly express their color energy via their skin color. Looking at these people and thinking about the indigenous people of Oceania, we can really see and feel the influence of masculine cardinal fire energy, the root chakra, and Aries. The second tribe is the red tribe. They are a feminine fixed earth tribe, and they are ruled by the root chakra and Taurus. Red people have large amounts of red pheomelanin and moderate amounts of brown eumelanin in their skin, which creates a unique dark crimson or burgundy color. Pink and red people have several phenotypes in common, but as we can see, most red people have more red pheomelanin in their skin than pink people. Pink people also tend to have slightly more angular features and wavy or curly hair, while red people tend to have slightly more rounded features and straight hair. Looking at these people and thinking about the indigenous people of the Americas, we can really see and feel the influence of feminine fixed earth energy, the root chakra, and Taurus. The third tribe is the copper tribe. They are a masculine mutable air tribe, and they are ruled by the sacral chakra and Gemini. Copper people have small amounts of yellow pheomelanin, moderate amounts of red pheomelanin, and large amounts of brown eumelanin in their skin, which creates a unique milk chocolate or copper color. As we can see, copper people tend to have more yellow pheomelanin and brown eumelanin in their skin than pink or red people. Looking at these people and thinking about the indigenous people of the Sahara and the Horn of Africa, we can really see and feel the influence of masculine mutable air energy the sacral chakra, and Gemini. The fourth tribe is the Orange tribe. They are a feminine cardinal water tribe, and they are ruled by the sacral chakra and Cancer. Orange people have moderate amounts of red and yellow pheomelanin and brown eumelanin in their skin, which creates a unique dark saffron or tangerine color. As we can see, most orange people tend to have more yellow pheomelanin in their skin than red, pink, or copper people. Looking at these people and thinking about the indigenous people of South Asia, we can really see and feel the influence of feminine cardinal water energy, the sacral chakra, and Cancer. The fifth tribe is the Bronze tribe. They are a masculine fixed fire tribe, and they are ruled by the solar plexus chakra and Leo. Bronze people have small amounts of red pheomelanin and moderate amounts of yellow pheomelanin and brown eumelanin in their skin, which creates a unique light or dark bronze color. As we can see, most bronze people tend to have less red pheomelanin and more yellow pheomelanin in their skin than pink, red, copper, or orange people. Bronze people are also known for having very regal, aquiline noses. Looking at these people and thinking about the indigenous people of the Middle East, we can really see and feel the influence of masculine fixed fire energy, the solar plexus chakra, and Leo. The sixth tribe is the Yellow tribe. They are a feminine mutable earth tribe, and they are ruled by the solar plexus chakra and Virgo. Yellow people have large amounts of yellow pheomelanin and very small amounts of brown eumelanin in their skin, which creates a unique light saffron or pastel yellow color. Yellow people also have very special and beautifully shaped eyes, which is one of the most unique non-color related phenotypes of any color tribe. Looking at these people and thinking about the indigenous people of East Asia, we can really see and feel the influence of feminine mutable earth energy, the solar plexus chakra, and Virgo. The seventh tribe is the Gold tribe. They are a masculine cardinal air tribe, and they are ruled by the heart chakra and Libra. Gold people have moderate amounts of yellow pheomelanin and small amounts of brown eumelanin in their skin, which creates a unique honey or gold color. Bronze and gold people share several phenotypes in common. However, as we can see, gold people tend to have noticeably less eumelanin in their skin than bronze people. And they also usually have lighter hair and eye colors as well. Looking at these people and thinking about the indigenous people of the Mediterranean North African coast and the Levant, we can really see and feel the influence of masculine cardinal air energy, the heart chakra, and Libra. The eighth tribe is the Green tribe. They are a feminine fixed water tribe, and they are ruled by the heart chakra and Scorpio. Green people have small amounts of yellow pheomelanin and brown eumelanin in their skin, which creates a unique sage or olive color. The Green tribe is the first group where the absence of blue pheomelanin forces us to start looking at other phenotypes much more closely. Gold and green people have some phenotypes in common as well. However, gold people tend to have longer faces, sharper jawlines, and dark brown hair, while green people tend to have more compact faces, gently curved jawlines, and black hair. Looking at these people and thinking about the indigenous people of the Mediterranean European coast and Turkey, we can really see and feel the influence of feminine fixed water energy, the heart chakra, and Scorpio. The ninth tribe is the Cyan tribe. They are a masculine mutable fire tribe, and they are ruled by the throat chakra and Sagittarius. Cyan people have very little melanin in their skin, which creates a unique cream or ivory color. When it comes to cyan, blue, and violet people, the frequent occurrence of blue eyes partially serves as a stand-in for the absence of blue skin pigment, although of course many people from these tribes still have brown eyes. While it can be difficult at first to distinguish between cyan, blue, and violet people, each tribe has several other unique phenotypes which helps us differentiate between them. As we will see, Cyan people actually have the lightest skin color of any tribe, which symbolizes the fact that cyan is the lightest of the 12 colors. They also tend to have diamond or heart-shaped faces, which often end in very prominent and sharp inverted triangles. Finally, many cyan people have very prominent fiery red hair, which always indicates that a person is at least partially cyan. Looking at these people and thinking about the indigenous people of Western Europe, we can really see and feel the influence of masculine mutable fire energy, the throat chakra, and Sagittarius. The 10th tribe is the Blue tribe. They are a feminine cardinal earth tribe, and they are ruled by the throat chakra and Capricorn. Just like cyan people, blue people have very little melanin in their skin as well. But they do usually have noticeably more eumelanin in their skin than cyan people. This creates a unique light beige color. Blue people also tend to have oblong-shaped faces, which often end in very softly rounded jawlines. Looking at these people and thinking about the indigenous people of Eastern Europe, we can really see and feel the influence of feminine cardinal earth energy, the throat chakra, and Capricorn. The 11th tribe is the Indigo tribe. They are a masculine fixed air tribe, and they are ruled by the third eye chakra and Aquarius. Indigo people have small amounts of red pheomelanin and very large amounts of brown eumelanin in their skin, which creates a unique dark chocolate or indigo color. As we can see, indigo people tend to have less red pheomelanin and more brown eumelanin in their skin than copper people. Indigo and copper people also have several other different phenotypes. As we have seen, copper people tend to have more angular features and smaller lips and noses, whereas indigo people tend to have more rounded features and larger lips and noses. Looking at these people and thinking about the indigenous people of sub-Saharan Africa, we can really see and feel the influence of masculine fixed air energy, the third eye chakra, and Aquarius. The 12th tribe is the Violet tribe. They are a feminine mutable water tribe, and they are ruled by the third eye chakra and Pisces. Violet people have very little eumelanin in their skin, but unlike cyan and blue people, they usually have larger amounts of red pheomelanin, which creates a unique light pink or rose color. Violet people also tend to have square or rectangular shaped faces, which often feature sharp 145-degree angle jaw lines. Most importantly, violet people frequently have blonde hair, and anyone with even sandy blonde hair is at least partially violet. Looking at these people and thinking about the indigenous people of Northern Europe, we can really see and feel the influence of feminine mutable water energy, the third eye chakra, and Pisces. Color tribes are the primary reason we have so many fascinating, different, and unique ethnic groups, nationalities, and cultures across the world. If we want to celebrate diversity and respect these different groups, it is very important to acknowledge and celebrate the existence of color tribes. It is important to understand that even though color energy is purely metaphysical, it is still very real. People from different color tribes do look at the world in somewhat different ways, and as a result, they do create different ethnic groups, nationalities, and cultures. Indeed, nothing proves the existence of color tribes more strongly than the repeating patterns of human history. Although history is always progressing, and new ethno-linguistic groups and nations come and go, people from the same color tribes continue to imbue new ethnic groups, nationalities, and cultures with the same timeless color energy. Even when separated by thousands of years, societies created by these same color tribes have far more in common than many people might imagine. Nevertheless, it is important to understand we are still part of the same human family. And despite these differences, we still share more in common with each other than not. This is another reason why it is so important to think about color energy in terms of universal energy signatures and metaphysical correspondences. We all understand that a person with a Taurus sun sign is going to be different in many ways from a Leo or a Scorpio, but that doesn't mean we think of any of these people as truly better or worse than each other. Nor does it mean that we think of them as less human. It is the same thing with color tribes. So I want to thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. I am only one person, and I have a lot to share with you about color tribes and many other topics, so I appreciate your support. I want you to know that you are wonderful and beautiful and absolutely perfect the way you are. Know that I love you very much and that God loves you very much as well. Many blessings.